Hello, everybody. It is Matt, and it is Sinful Sunday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when you are here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of information, check out the description box. I give you a bigger bite of every single movie of every single day. Such as today I gave you your brief synopsis, your starring cast, director, runtime of the cut I am watching, a link for a trailer, a link for where you can watch this bad boy for free, and then if you decide you can help support Matt's Movie Mania and toss me a couple of bucks. Now that I got all that said and mind and all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's is a doozy. It is one that I obviously, I covered this one because I just felt like it. It's a rough little movie when it comes to its facts, and I'm gonna scoot that back a little, and it's scientific facts and just flat out propaganda that's not true. Now, it's called Marihuana. That is Marihuna. Huana, sorry. But it is a very interesting movie from 1936, I believe, was when this one was made. Runs at about 56 to 58 minutes. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but about an hour to watch this movie. Especially if you watch it on the link that I gave you for it on Tubi. But let's get on to the movie itself. What exactly is it about? Well, it's about a young girl who is in high school, and her boyfriend get tangled up with a bad crowd of people that are getting them to party, drink heavily, and also smoke marijuana. They call it the giggle weed at one point in the movie, and I laughed and giggled to myself. And it just made them do silly, just off the wall stuff, which that's about the only thing that's somewhat factual is when you're stoned, you do some silly shit. But in all actuality, you don't do what these people did. They eventually go skinny dipping, the girls do, and one of them eventually drowns. It's a sad ordeal. And then our main girl, she ends up getting knocked up, and she's got to come up with ways to basically support this baby. Her boyfriend is kind of a loser all on his own. So they're wrapped up with these gangsters, and these gangsters, they don't talk, run around and talk like this, you see, but they're very, very close to talking like that. You know what I mean? See? But it's quite humorous throughout the entire movie. Now, as far as anything else would really go with this movie, or whatever the hell you want to call it, it's exploitation cinema at its finest. It is propaganda at its finest. At its finest, not findiness. At its finest, and it really shows the ignorance of not only the generation but of the times of how things were really accepted, because history lesson of the day, marijuana used to be 100% legal. Hemp was 100% legal, and you could use it for various things, not just for smoking purposes, for pain, mental health issues, cancers, all kinds of things, that marijuana can help the patient to feel much better in a more holistic way. But it used to be legal up until I think it was 1915, 1916, right around then. And then giant newspaper companies came along, and they did not want anything to do with that. So they did all their propaganda with this, with reefer madness, cocaine fields. There's several other films that are just as ridiculous as this one is. Reefer Madness and Marijuana are the two that I hold up here in the higher echelon of it, because they are so ridiculous. And as somebody who smokes, I don't really see anybody ever act like this. It is just absolutely bonkers. I mean, yeah, I've seen some lightweights do some stupid shit when they smoke some heavy stuff, but never quite as goofy as what they describe in here. Eventually, the main girl, she starts pushing heroin and cocaine onto her friends, which she gets very ruthless in that aspect. She's not willing to kill people, but she's willing to make them go without, and to treat them with the worst kind of way you could possibly treat a human being, especially if you've hooked them to said drug, and now you're denying them of that addiction. You're creating to the problem, because that's just going to lead to crimes that are people robbing people for money or goods to sell off, and then next thing you know, they're buying their dose of the H or the cocaine. Interesting stuff. I really I disagree fully with all the scientific facts in this movie. It's pure bullshit. But on to the three things that I love my movies to meet. First is the audio. Over the years, the audio, or at least on the copy I watched on Tubi, the audio was a little bit off. It pops and crackles a lot. It's like listening to an old 45. You just you get all those pops, hisses, and crackles that are in there in between the actual dialogue between the people. So it's only going to get a B on that, and just because it's not really done. Sorry, had a little hair in my mouth there. But it's not really done with the most expertise, in my opinion. They feel like amateur filmmakers that are trying to make something hip and edgy. So it really kind of hinders itself on that. So on to the dialogue, which is the second favorite thing that I like my movies to meet. It's got some interesting dialogue going on. I think that it's fun listening, going back and listening to the different slangs that they use for things. It's actually quite fun on that aspect, but it still falls very, very flat on its face. So I'm going to give it a C on dialogue, because it, like I said, it's filled with utter bullshit as far as propaganda wise goes, and they really lay it on heavy with as far as pushing it out there. Now on to the third thing, which is editing. I think that is the crown jewel of this film. It is edited together rather well. They don't have any weird cuts in it that don't make sense. No continuity errors that I really noticed. not that I was watching this for continuity errors or for a technical masterpiece. I watched it for giggles because I knew it would be really stupid and full of lies. So on the editing, it's going to get a B. Now on to my final score of 1 through 5, just because this thing is so bad in the information bracket. The acting is wooden as can be, which I can overlook that usually. The way some of the characters are developed, the plot development of some of the characters is absolutely silly as well. This movie is just it's worth a watch for a laugh, whether you watch it by yourself or with a group of people. I think a group of people would be the better route to go, because then you got a great menagerie of people that are there to basically give you a Mystery Science Theater 3000 feel, because all of you can laugh and joke and have a great time with this movie. But all in all, it really is a piece of crap. It's like a 2 out of 5 in my opinion, but it's an entertaining 2 out of 5. It's not quite as bad as something like a Birdemic or Amazing Bulk or even The Room, dare I say, which I know a lot of people love The Room. I absolutely think it's the dumbest piece of crap ever made. I cannot stand whatever his name is, the main star in it. I think he is an absolute idiot and is extremely inept as a filmmaker. But these people are more inept. This makes The Room look like a Oscar-winning piece of material in ways. So definitely check out Marijuana. Yeah, I like saying it funny like that. Marijuana. You're smoking the marijuanas. But anyways, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Love your faces. And as always, peace.